Regrettably, as we stand here today, nothing has changed, and it's still the case that NVZs and the lack of progress on TB have also caused you to come here today and let your presence be felt and heard. Now, what we want to make sure is that that presence manifests itself into change.
We're outside the Senedd today to support this farming communities regarding the Farm Sustainable Scheme. And there are a lot of things wrong with this scheme, and that's why people have come here today. And some of the things are that if you have a dispute and you go to a hearing, it's self-regulations. That's the first thing. That's not fair. Self-regulations don't work because look at the post office. That's what's happened there. Self-regulations don't work. Then the other thing we have to do is we have to test our soil. 20% of the farm every year. And the soil samples will give us the results of phosphate, potash, lime, etc. Yet the Welsh Assembly, under the nitrogen zones, don't want us to put fertiliser down. So how can we manage both things at the same time? Nothing makes sense. Then we have to plant 10% trees and 10% habitat. Well, we as farmers produce food to survive. That's how we live. It says sustainability. How can it be sustainable if we can't make a living? So I think this whole scheme needs re-altering and thinking again. And farmers have had enough. TB is another issue. There are lots of issues. The Welsh Government needs to support farming, otherwise it's going to destroy the communities.
Plaid Cymru today is supporting the motion on the SFS because it reflects exactly what we're saying, in that we need to pause the process and review what's being put forward because it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
But let's celebrate the fact that so many people have made the journey here today. Let's make our plea that enough is enough, one that is impossible to ignore. You can, and importantly, we together can make that difference and achieve that change. On SFS, on regulations, on TB, we in Plaid Cymru will be your voice, speaking on your behalf in that Senedd today.
I'm a beef farmer from West Wales, Reed Lewis. We're also on TikTok, known as the Beef Farmer as well.
Okay. Liam, you've obviously come from Ceredigion. An awful lot of people here today. What's your view on this?
Well, it's just a complete, it needs addressing. It's a complete disgrace what we're being made to do. The SFS is unfit for purpose. It's not in keeping with what we need and want to do. And we're here today to show the Welsh Government that we've had enough and it needs changing. We need a reform.
Okay, you're a young farmer with a young family. What do you think is your future now? Do you think, it's time they listen? What happens if they don't?
Well, the trouble we got is I can't see a future for the next 5 years, let alone 10, 20 years, when my little girl, who's 5 now, I can't see a future for her. So unless we take a step now, there's going to be no future for Welsh farms in the next 10 years.
So I'll tell you this, Welsh Government, look at us all here today, together as one. There are thousands of us here fighting for the same thing, a common goal, to ensure our future in Wales farming. And if you don't start working with us, this is just the beginning.
As I stand before you today, I am reminded of some famous words that seem apt in this, Welsh agriculture's darkest hour. We shall not flag or fail. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight on the Senedd steps. We shall fight in the supermarket aisles. We shall fight in the dairies. We shall fight in the auction marts. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets.
I'm very happy with how everyone turned up. It was very peaceful, but it was correct what everyone has said, and we all stand together.
Yeah, amazing turnout. Yeah.
You're obviously a farmer as well. What's your view?
Oh, it's a shambles, really. Like, they're saying they're listening, but nothing's changing. Like, you see the videos of them up in there, and then all they're saying is how we shouldn't be funded. And like you don't see their logic. Like, I saw the other day, one of the Labour Party said we get 300 million a year as farmers. That should be directed to helping poor children and helping them be fed. Well, quote me if I'm wrong, but correct me, sorry if I'm wrong, but like, shouldn't they be giving the money to us so we can produce cheap food for people to live on? Like, and then you think 300 million sounds a lot. There's 24,600 something farmers in the UK. That is only £12,000 a farm. That's not even enough for a salary for someone to live on for the year.
It is because of those farming friends, because of those farming colleagues and that community, I stand here today in solidarity with each and every single one of you against what this Welsh Government is proposing in sustainable farming scheme, against bovine TB and against the NVZ. It is for our communities, generations before us and generations to come, that we stand here against those proposals.
Mark James, I'm a beef and sheep farmer from Pembrokeshire.
Okay, well, you come here today, massive crowd here today. What's your view?
Well, we're just all frustrated with what the Welsh Government are planning on doing, and this is our opportunity to show our frustration and actually voice what we would like to happen.
I'm Kath Shaw, and I'm the County Executive Officer of Brecon and Radnor for the Farmers Union of Wales.
Kath, tell me, we've just got back from the Welsh Assembly.
I think it went very well. I'd say thank you very much to everybody that turned up. We certainly had a huge amount of support, and it went very well.
Well, do you think the Welsh Assembly may start listening to you now?
I'm hopeful that the show of strength that we had today will make them listen, and hopefully they'll listen. They'll sort out a farming scheme that we can agree on and will help all farmers across Wales.
We've shown quite a strong objection today to the new sustainable farming scheme. I'm hoping that the Welsh Assembly might take note. But I am very doubtful. I believe that there are many agendas that they are trying to push forward that we don't really know or understand. And I'm very sceptical of the things that they've said. Mark Drakeford has been in Brussels today, and he signed up to a number of things in the EU which needs to be looked at. And I'm very disappointed with what he has said about the demonstration that is now taking place in Wales.